tea out. I thought you knew. That's why I thought you was like getting pumped up. Like, all right, get ready. Hit record. And you went right into it. I was like, oh God, it's happening again. He's almost put my tea out.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Moc Pod with your hosts, Lee Ryan Dickinson and Jordan Brown. We have a great show for y'all today. It is an interview with Lisa Fosnough. She was fantastic. We had a great time. I know me and Lee had some questions for her that she just had every answer for. So with that, Lee, man, how you feeling, man? How you
Feeling good after that. I mean, feeling good. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Yeah.
I thought it went well. I mean, I'm excited for everybody to hear it. So it is Sarcoma Awareness Month. Lisa is a sarcoma survivor like myself, so I figured it'd be great for her to come on. She has a foundation in Kansas City called the Strong Like Lisa Foundation. They give support to cancer research for sarcoma, and they also provide support for others going through their cancer journey with sarcoma, helping provide financial support. Has a great story. It's kind of about everything. I don't know how we didn't delve too much into her specific, cancer and everything that happened, down to like every. She talked about a bunch, and she actually has some other videos. Her talking about her, her whole situation there. We really want to delve into, I think, the mental side of it with her and kind of see how she dealt with it mentally. And she had a lot of different insights that I know I haven't talked about before. So it was really cool to hear from her. And man, she just, it was a great interview. So. Should we get to the interview? Anything else?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get right into it. You guys see what we're talking about.
Yeah, you all enjoy the interview, and then we'll be back with y'all. Have a little recap. Sound good? All right. Hello, folks. This is our first guest, and we're so happy to introduce her. This is Lisa Fosnough. She is the Strong Like Lisa Foundation president. She's a wife, a mother of 3, and she is a tea drinker. So we are so happy to have her on today. I'm going to say this right now. We're going to be honest here. I screwed this up. We've already been recording for like 24 minutes, and I didn't hit the record button, and now we're in this position right here because of me. But life's about making mistakes, right? And it's about recovering, and that's what we're doing right now. So
on brand.
On brand, yes, very. Yeah. But Lisa, thank you so much for coming on today, and thank you so much for being patient with me screwing up today. So thank you.
Of course. I'm more than happy to be here, and I'm glad that I get to talk to you twice.
Yes, very twice. Yeah, I'll do this twice. I will say real fast, I did email Lisa about her favorite drink is tea. And so I will do this to all my guests. I will bring some drink of their choice on. I'm glad she said tea. She did say Diet Coke, but didn't she said tea? So I was very happy about that because I would have probably lied.
Is your tea sweet? Is your tea sweet?
Oh, yeah. Is your tea sweet?
Is your tea sweet, Lisa?
No.
Oh, it's unsweet?
Oh,
unsweet.
Okay, unsweet
tea.
tea.
Yeah, sweet tea. Then it gets the sugar on your teeth.
It's all bad. My tea is diabetes in a cup. It's bad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we already know.
It's a lot of sugar in that tea.
I did the half cut. I did the half cut at McDonald's, so it's half and half. It's not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good-ish.
Yeah, better than Sprite, right? I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Right? Yeah, better than warm Sprite. Yeah,
you're doing good, but I do want to say. We did briefly talk about the fact that McDonald's Diet Coke is by far the greatest drink ever. But I don't allow myself to drink that anymore. No more Diet Coke, except unless I'm on vacation. If I'm out of town, I've decided I can drink Diet Coke. McDonald's Diet Coke is my drink.
I like your rules. I like the rules. McDonald's... They cheat somewhere because their Coke's good too. Their Sprite's good as well. I'm
confused on if it's just purified water, or do they get the fresh the bag in the boxes, or what it is? Because it's so crisp, it's insane.
Yeah. I don't know what they do, but they do some magic because
they do magic.
Yeah. So no more plugs for McDonald's. Okay, they're not paying us yet. They don't.
Until next week.
That's right. Yeah. So your overall, you've center some of your stuff around fitness and who you are with that. I've seen you beat the college kid arm wrestling at the concert I think you went to, and he won. I mean, you won, right? I mean, the lady trying to help you, that didn't matter. Your friend, he already, he lost.
Clearly, he bought me a beer. That was the bet. So
yeah, yeah, he needed vitamin D. I've seen the headstand during the chemo that you did. I've seen the push-ups and with the doctor. Just your overall, try to maintain as much as you can physically. What did your fitness do for you during your cancer journey?
So my fitness was huge for me. And I really don't like to think that I was just like this necessarily a picture of health, which obviously I wasn't because I had cancer. But I was 43 years old and I had run 5 marathons. I was competing in CrossFit competitions. So I think I was in pretty good shape. And it set me up on the right path for the journey that I was on. And so that's one of the things that I talk about most when I'm talking to kids or just anyone, and how important it is to stay physically healthy and go to the gym, walk outside, whatever it is that you choose to do, but to be doing physical activity. And so I think that helped me because it was something that I had in my mind. I was so set on my workouts every day that even a cancer diagnosis wasn't going to stop me from doing that. And if nothing else, it got me out of bed every day knowing I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to work out. Even though I maybe didn't feel like it, getting up, going, that was important to me.
Yeah. Do you feel like the working out, like that just made you kind of overcome some of those mental hurdles during your cancer journey?
Absolutely. Because I always say working out, it's as much physical as it is mental. That's my time. Even when I'm working out now, it's just my time away for just me and focusing on myself. And so during my cancer journey, it was my time to get away from all of that. And I would go to the gym and I had my friends at the gym, my gym family. Those people were so important to me, especially on my cancer journey. Because when I walked into the gym, it wasn't, oh, Lisa has cancer. It was, oh, Lisa's here to work out. And they didn't treat me any different. And that was what I needed. And I had friends that once I started my chemotherapy, the first night of each round that I would do, and I did 6 rounds, they would all come over and we would go like on a 2-mile walk. And it was kind of and anybody that wanted to come. So it was often that there would maybe be 20 of us walking through my neighborhood. And it was just the support there, that was, again, it's all mental. I'm still getting the physical, but that was more for me mentally.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's I feel that's the way you kind of channeled your workouts to help you mentally. Was that kind of some of the draw to the 5K a little bit? Was you guys all doing that together, or that just something just kind of came about?
No, well, because I had run so many races.
Yeah.
I loved running. I'm not able to run anymore because of my leg, but for me, yeah, it was something that we did as like my group of friends. That was our social time. When we would run, we talked the entire time. It was never silence. We didn't put in headphones. It's just talking. And so, yeah, for me, the 5K is like, I get to watch all of my friends, my family, everybody come be together and do something that I used to love to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, great donations to a great cause too during that. So that's like awesome to see that. I really do. The event's great. And I do agree. I think that having something that you can kind of channel that positive energy through is like so important during your cancer journey. For me, I had golf. Me and Lee would talk a lot online and stuff, play a lot of games. We're big video game guys and stuff like that. So just having those things that you can kind of keep during that is like very, very important. So I think that, I do enjoy that. I think that's the best thing you can do, because you can get really lost sometimes. So
absolutely. You didn't want to curl up into a ball and sit in the corner of a room. It was important for me to get out and be social and be active, because I needed to have as much normalcy as I could.
Yes. It gets taken away a little bit at first, because you kind of, all the news and the doctor visits, you kind of have to readjust. But once you do, I think it is so important to find those things again and continue to do those for yourself. It's just, it is very important.
So, this may be an ignorant question, but I honestly don't know. Chemotherapy, is that physically taxing on the body, or is it mentally, or both?
Well, I would definitely say both. But I mean, physically, yes. I mean, I feel like they brought me down to the lowest that I could go. I mean, literally.
Really?
I was, I had 6 rounds of chemo, and I had to have multiple blood transfusions and platelets because everything was just so low. And then when they wanted to do the surgery on my leg, we ended up having to push it back because my body, my white blood cell count it was way too low. And they said the risk of infection was so high that they wouldn't let me go through the surgery. So I had to wait until my levels came back up.
I think that just goes more into just say like the fact that you would just try to keep on doing what you can do.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's a 2 mile walk. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I did that on my 6th round, and it was awesome because I had so many people that showed up to go walk.
I'm sure it grew, right?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it grew with people. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So it was pretty awesome. And then that for the mental part, because how do you not get down when you feel terrible? I mean, when you think about it, when you have the flu or whatever, and you just feel like it's going on forever and ever, and you can't imagine then what it actually felt like to feel good. I mean, that's how I was, but for a long time, and I didn't know how long it was going to be until I did feel good again.
Yeah.
That's also really hard.
Yeah. There's no
end goal to it. This is when it's going to be over, and you're fine. You got something to look forward to if you don't have that.
Right. I mean, because it stayed in my system. I think I want to say they said like at least 6 months that it stays kind of in my system. So to get out, so it was it was a lot.
I mean, I love the videos. I love seeing that stuff. I think people seeing that too kind of gives them the inspiration that they can do what they try to do at least, So it's excellent, and I'm so happy that you put that stuff out there for everybody. It's really important to you. So, so I want to ask, what did your diagnosis change about you mentally in a positive manner? I think that I look at things differently now. I try to put a lot more positivity in all the things I do. I see family a lot more constantly. I'm always trying to go to events whenever I can. I just try to live a little bit more life, and also just make sure that I'm always taking in the good stuff and kind of letting go of the bad stuff too. So for you, what did it do mentally and in a positive way, though?
So it's interesting because I've always had anxiety. And so when I was diagnosed, I mean, the devastation, the immediate thought of it is it's kind of like, it just freezes you. You can't do anything about it. But somehow I was able to kind of work through that. And I had, I was at church one day, and I had this moment of like a clarity of where I needed to get on board with I was waiting for my diagnosis. They had done my biopsy, and I still didn't have the results. But they told me they thought it was cancer. So it was like I had to tell myself that, this was something that was going to happen. God was telling me this, and I needed to fight. And so that was a big moment for me. I was at church alone, and I went home, and I told my husband, I said, I'm ready. Like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight with everything I have. And that moment on, it was kind of like I just went. I then met with a friend who early on she had breast cancer, and she had told me about a book that she read, and it talked about the power of positivity and loving every part of your body. And so that meant for me, it was another great moment where I can remember sitting there talking with her, and I thought, okay, there's not going to be negative. There's not going to be, of course there's going to be crying at times, but I'm not going to sit around in my pity party and feel sorry for myself. And so I came to realize that I had to love every part of me, and that meant the tumor that I had in my leg. And so my youngest daughter and I named my tumor Betty, and every night before I go to bed, we would say a prayer for Betty to be healed and to please go away. And that was kind of how I always talked about it. There was no negativity. I didn't want anybody to talk negative about it. It was what it was.
Yeah. And I think the talking about it part sometimes, I think you said this kind of earlier, but you say like Lisa with cancer, and that becomes, for me, that was one of the things I was like, I go to some event or go see people. Oh, well, how you feeling, Jordan? Doing good, man. The thing is, though, people ask you that because they love you and they want to know how you're doing. I 100% know that. You 100% know that, right? There's no malicious intent at all. But it's a little taxing because it's like you have to tell people how you're doing all the time, and sometimes you don't know how you're doing, right? You don't know how you're doing sometimes, and so it's like when you talk, I'm doing fine. I don't even know if I'm doing fine, to be honest. But yeah, sure, I'm doing fine, man. So it's just that is part of it too. It's like you have to kind of look at things a little bit differently and understand that people mean all the right things, but it's easy for yourself to get in that kind of mindset, like this is who I am and this is what it is. And it's not sometimes. I don't think it is at all. And that is, I think, the most important thing about cancer mentally is that it's just so easy to get like stuck in that mind frame where it's like you're Jordan with cancer, you're Lisa with cancer. And it's just, that's not the truth, at all. And I've said this last week on the podcast with Lee, but me having my son would have never happened if things didn't work out the way they did. Just with getting cancer and how my medicine stuff worked out and where we were at time, like having children is such a, R-rated a little bit, but having conceiving children is so random. And, if time and place when everything happened had to happen then to have my son, and we're truly blessed now to have him, right? I mean, it's the most amazing thing ever to have children. That Lee knows that. It's just, you can't be having kids, man. It's phenomenal. It's the best feeling in the world. So you just look at it that way sometimes, like, man, like, life takes you down that road, and it's just you have to pull out every positive moment in that and understand that that's why it all happens sometimes,
Sure.
And, why you're there. So
how do you
I think all the time, like I really do my best to not think like why did I survive this? Why, because there's so many people that don't. And so now I choose to look at it as I was saved. I mean, I have a second chance, and I feel like I have a greater purpose now in my life than I did before, which is really interesting to have that, and this overwhelming feeling of wanting to give back and help other people. And it's pretty fantastic to have that.
And you're doing it. You're doing it 100%. Yeah. I mean, you're on that road. Yeah, you're on that road. So
how do you go about, like, because like she said, she decided, I'm going to get up, put my boots on and go to work and get through it. How do you go about telling somebody that doesn't have that mentality to, when they hear the news that they do have cancer, how do you go about letting them know that you can get through this type of deal?
For me, I mean, and that's the other thing is, so since I started my foundation, I've been able, that's how I met Jordan. It's brought so much of our community, the sarcoma community, which they say is so rare. Yeah. However, how rare is it? Because the amount of people that have now come into my life, it's like,
I was just saying that. I'm like, it ain't very rare. I'm saying it means a lot of people all the time. So
like, it's not that rare. And so, it's scary. And a lot of people don't have a good positive attitude. And honestly, I think the thing that I've realized the only thing I can do, really the only thing anyone can do, is to show up in those people's lives and maybe hope that, some of the talking, I don't ever want to preach to someone and then be like, oh, I'm not going to listen to her about being positive, and you need to, look to the bright side of things, because I know it is hard, and you have to, it's almost like it is a mental thing. It's like you have to tell yourself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be positive about this. We're going to beat this, and here we go. Yeah. So I tell people that, I talk to them, but I also, just like I said, just to show up and be there for them, I think is one of the most important things that I can do.
I agree. I would say, from my perspective, talk about it, right? I mean, as much as I think people don't want to talk about it because it makes it more of a reality. I think that's definitely a thing, right? The more you talk about it, the more it's real. But guess what? It's real, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's the truth, right? It is 100% real. But the more you're able to talk about it with somebody, and with people, I think it just allows you to free yourself up a little bit. And then you kind of, the more you talk, the more you understand how you kind of feel sometimes, because it's hard to understand how you feel about things. You're not talking about it, keep it all inside. So that also goes into it too. Just talk a little bit, and, you know, it's okay to, you know, lean on people a little bit and just discuss things. I think it makes it much better. I 100% that one.
You have to accept the help. You know, people want to be there and they want to do things for you, and it's their way of, you know, showing that they love you and care about you. And it is a hard thing to accept that help when, like, I'm pretty independent with that kind of stuff. And so it's hard to take that help on, but you have to do it. And those people want to do something, and, you know, to give back to you for sure.
Definitely. So I know my situation, every situation is different for sure, especially with cancer and how everything works. You know, but how much do the procedural issues of a cancer diagnosis make it difficult at times? I say that as, like, you know, for example, insurance, or, you know, waiting for scans, stuff like that. Like, everything for you that, you know, you feel like you wish it was better for other people, for their journey, you know, going forward.
So thankfully I really didn't encounter too many issues with our insurance or anything like that. I don't think that there was ever anything that was denied that Dr. Powers, we had Dr. Powers, both of us, who was a phenomenal oncologist.
That was never a problem at all. Zero. Dr. Powers was never a problem. Dr. Powers was never a problem. I mean, let's say, hey, right there, Dr. Powers, I mean, we got lucky with that one. I mean, he's just
so lucky with that.
He is so phenomenal. So yeah,
hands down, he's awesome. And so I didn't encounter, but I know so many people that encounter so many problems, and it's not, to me, it's not fair.
Yeah.
If you have a doctor that's telling you that there's something that you need, you should be able to get it. There shouldn't have to be somebody behind a desk deciding whether or not, you know, you're worthy of it. So yeah, it's a really tough thing. And I, unfortunately, am having to watch people as I'm becoming more involved with the sarcoma community. I'm meeting more people that are struggling with that kind of thing. And I'm hoping now that my foundation that I have, we're now able to give back. And so that if there are people that are struggling with, you know, multiple things, whether it's, you know, having to move to Ohio for 3 months for treatment and leave half of their family here, you know, can we help out some way with the travel expenses or the hotel expenses? So I'm wanting to give back, because there's so many different aspects to it.
Yes. I think it's people I didn't realize is that whenever you get the diagnosis, it is not go to the doctor, get your scans, get a treatment plan, maybe get a surgery if you have to get a surgery and go on with your day. No, I mean, it is just so many moving parts, and it's insane. I mean, you got people calling you left and right about what you can do here and do this, and what you need from here, and what you need from this. I mean, it's a whirlwind. And guess what? You have cancer too while you're at it. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to balance this news and also this brand new life you have, right? Because it's all new. Everything's new. And so that's just that for me is just so important. I feel like the others understand when someone's going through that journey. It's like, man, they're just a lot got jumped in their lap. A lot's set in their lap now that they never expected for sure. I mean, I didn't think there'd be issue with insurance really. I knew there'd be insurance stuff, but not really like, no, you're not getting that. That's not what you're going to have today, you know. And that happened. I mean, that's the reality situation. Just that's how it happens sometimes. And I remember watching Dr. Powers like get physically frustrated. He was like getting angry. We're both cussing inside the office. I mean, I was over here like he's like started cussing, and me and Kara both like, "You good, man? Like you gonna be okay?" You know, that's like during COVID too. So like Dr. Powers, he got the full beard on and stuff, and he's like barely wearing like any clothes. He had like his t-shirt on. I'm like, "You good, man?" Like it was a rough time for everybody, I think. But you know, it's just I could tell he was just so physically frustrated, and you know, I'm not the only one going through that. And he probably has 10 patients going the same thing I'm going through, trying to get certain stuff. He's not getting it. And he's sitting there, he's writing scripts all day. You're writing all this stuff. These doctors doing all this work all day long, all this work. And then they just get told no, you know, and it's wild to watch people who really care, right? You go to school for all these years to be a doctor and do all these things. And you just get told, nah, man, that's not how it's going to work. You don't know what you're talking about. In reality, right? So they're telling you, you're wrong. It's like, what? Like, why am I wrong? So that was, very interesting. Something I didn't really understand or expect, but I learned about very fast. And did a lot of talks and stuff. I talked a lot with social workers at KU, you know, and had a lot of discussions with them, and just kind of I found out a lot about a lot of stuff. I would always dig deep. I call them, talk for hours about why this works this way and how this works that way, and maybe explaining things to me. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know down to the last absolute number why something worked the way it did, you know. And sometimes you wouldn't even get an answer. Sometimes you get the answer like, we don't even know. We don't even know why it works that way. And it's like, that's scary, but okay, you know. And that was the truth of it. So it's a very wild kind of a subset of like a society that we don't really understand or see with cancer, just how it all works, and just how it all connects between the doctors and the insurance companies and everybody else, just kind of talking, and it's very wild. So
and it's scary and sad to know how little control we have. I mean, we're totally at the mercy of the insurance company accepting, you know, allowing us to get the certain medication that we need or the scans that we need. So I mean, I know I was lucky and blessed that I didn't run into many issues, you know, but I mean, when they tell you maybe they have a concern about something and, we really probably need to set up a scan, and you're thinking, okay, well, let's do it right now. And they're like, oh, well, wait, we have to get it approved through insurance. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. You know, like I'm here, let's do this now. And so for me, that was definitely the most, you know, frustrating. Oh, we're going to need to wait to get it, you know, approved. And that was really hard. It
is. I mean, I had to leave KU because of insurance, you know, and that hurt. You know, I remember that was a bad conversation. You know, having to tell them that. I remember the nurses were like, they felt so bad. I still talk to them though. They still message me every once in a while. So we're still in communication here and there. But I mean, I've had issues at St. Luke's going there now. I remember I had a scan recently that was scheduled. You know, they're like 3 months out, 6 months out sometimes. And about a week out, I'm like not getting my notifications for my stuff. I'm like, hey, what's going on with this? Oh, we didn't put in for approvals yet for this. I'm like, y'all knew about this 6 months ago. You didn't put nothing in there for it. Oh well, I was going. Oh, Lee knows how I get. I was going off on everybody. I was lighting everybody up, and dude, they were all like, I was calling managers on managers. This person's boss. And they're all just like, I mean, eyes wide open. I mean, I was just going off on everybody. And they're like, yeah, we don't know how that happened. I'm like, you don't know what happened. Y'all just screwed up. I mean, that's all I want y'all to say. I don't care, but y'all just messed up. Ain't no big deal.
Just say you screwed up.
Say you screwed up. I mean, but that's the, and I had a conversation with someone, a social worker at St. Luke's. I said, hey, listen, you know, I was like, you're dealing with cancer patients, and you need to understand that, like, our lives sometimes, like, this is something we like dread to go through, and so when we get to that week or whatever, and you're like, oh, we don't really know what's going on. That's not okay. That is the worst thing to say to somebody, you know, and then to say you don't know why it happened or oopsie, that ain't good either, you know. And so, I mean, that was a very pointed conversation. They were very, once I got to the guy at the top, he was very like apologetic. Like, dude, that cannot happen. That's not how that should work. And I'm like, that's all I need to hear, man. That's all. Yeah. So you said that, we're good, man. You know.
So did they get you in though then?
A week later. So it worked out.
Still.
Oh yeah, I know. Those scan weeks are the worst. I mean, I tell everybody, man, my scan weeks, just stay away from me, man. It's not even. I mean, just let me do my thing. Don't. Yeah. If I'm acting like a little grump, dude, just let me be a grump for the week, man. I'll be fine. But just let me do my thing. So, but then to get told, hey, moving it back a week, you're like, dude, like what are we doing here? So that was.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot. So this is the kind of part I want to talk about a little bit. I'm kind of excited to talk about. I mean, I want to talk about your foundation. Why don't you tell me? I mean, I know everything, but not everybody knows everything. You know, I want to know what it means to you. I want to know where it's going. And I also want to talk about your motto, because I need to know what exactly it all came from and what it means. I want to know if your tomorrow changed, is you all ready? Right? That's how it goes.
Is all of you ready?
Is all of you ready? So I know it's just
that's cool.
I know it's a good motto, man. I know. I know. I mean,
I can start with that, or you want?
No, wherever you want to start. It's your foundation.
I mean, the motto for me, if your tomorrow changed, is all of you ready? And I had a few people that told me it was grammatically incorrect, and I was like, that's what I want. I want it to say. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying if your tomorrow changed, are you ready? Yeah. I'm not saying are you ready? Like, well, you could be like, well, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm as ready as I can be. No, is all of you ready? Is your body physically ready to be brought to, you know, let's say you're at a 10 and you're going to be brought to, you know, a little over a 0, just enough to keep you alive. You know, really is what it comes down to. And so you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So take care of yourself and work out and make that a priority and eat right. All of the things I think are so important because, and my doctors attribute a lot of the success that I had with the chemotherapy and then with my surgery, really to the level of fitness that I was at. So, that's what I mean when I say, if your tomorrow changed, if someone told you tomorrow that you had cancer, is your body in your mind, really, are you ready? Well, of course, no, you're never ready to have cancer, but you want to be in a place that mentally and physically that you can handle something like that. And if you're not, then something in your life probably needs to change.
Yeah. I love the motto. I mean, that is, it tried and true for sure. I mean, for me, are you? Because man, tell you what, you got a battle up ahead of you right now. You got some uphill that you have to go through. And so, I would even say maybe if you're not ready at that moment, when everything happens, at least begin to start, accepting it and working towards that goal, right? Of what you're going to do, what you want your endpoint to be. We talked earlier about how you said you don't know when the endpoint is going to be, because you don't know when you're going to feel better, but you want to know what it's going to be like at the end. So let's think about that, so.
You want to have the success. You want to, and it could be anything. It could be whether you have a heart attack or, a cancer diagnosis, whatever it is. Like, if you take care of yourself to the best that you can. I know somebody could say to me, well, look what you did and you still got cancer. Well, I don't really look at it like that. I look at it as I've worked my butt off, my adult life to try and stay as physically healthy as I can. So I hit this bump in the road, but because I've stayed so physically healthy, they think that that's why I've recovered the way that I have and had the success that I have.
Yeah, for sure. So, where's the foundation going? What's the plans? Where do you want it to see it go? What's the next step in your mind?
Okay, so my foundation is called Strong Like Lisa. That was kind of what my friends and family came up with. That was kind of the hashtag when I was going through my treatment and had shirts and all that kind of stuff made. So we decided to name the foundation Strong Like Lisa just because that's what, as I was going through everything, that's how it was referred to. Yeah. Initially, I wanted to start the foundation because I really wanted to somehow say thank you and give back, really. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to start a foundation. We're going to have a race. We're going to raise some money. I'm thinking maybe we'll raise $5,000 or $10,000. I have no idea. And, that money then will be donated to the University of Kansas Cancer Center and specifically to the Sarcoma Center for Dr. Powers to kind of use that as he saw fit. So whether it was nurse education or medical trials, that kind of thing, that he could use that extra money for. And so it turned into so much more than that. And so we did raise the first year $30,000, and I was blown away. And I had no idea the day of the race, as emotional as it was going to be. I didn't expect any of that. I thought, I'm going to have a race and this is great. And it turned into a day that I will never forget. And I know that was the day that I met you, Jordan, and all these people from the sarcoma community came out. So it wasn't just my friends and family, which was amazing that they were all there, but it was doctors and nurses and survivors and patients that were currently going through things, all that showed up. And I feel like it helped to start our community, because I remember when I was going through treatment and I said to Dr. Powers at one point, and I go, don't you have anyone that I can talk to that has gone through something similar to what I'm going through or about to go through with my leg? And at the time, they just they couldn't reference me to anyone. There's things online and that kind of stuff, but they didn't have anyone locally that they would, could easily say. And so I thought to myself, I'm starting this foundation. So yes, I want to raise money, but even more than that, I want to be that person. Like, if somebody is struggling or just wants to talk or know my situation, let's go to lunch, let's go to dinner. I want to meet you, whatever I can do to help. And so that became almost more of my focus, is being able to go and talk to people and meet with people. Yeah. But then through doing that, we've raised now over $200,000. over the last year and a half, which has been
Amazing.
phenomenal. And I've started receiving people will to my donation, if someone passes or is sick and does, people want to contribute to them and make them dinner or do something, and they kind of think, oh, we have enough. They now are donating to my foundation, and I've raised so much that now we've decided that we want to get back to sarcoma patients that are in need. Mm-hmm. I look at my situation, and if I would have been a single mom or a waitress, something like that, like I couldn't work. I couldn't carry a laundry basket for a year. I was on crutches for 13 months. So when you really look at things, and had my scenario been totally different, I mean, it would have been really, really rough. And I'm blessed to have a wonderful husband and kids and family that love me, and we're all there to take care of me. But not everyone's that blessed or lucky to have that. And so now my foundation can give back to those people that are needing some additional help, financial help.
Yeah. I think it is wonderful, amazing what you've done and what you're doing. I know that our first conversation, I bawled like a baby, for sure. I don't know if you remember that. I did.
Yeah.
I mean, we started talking, and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. But I did not think, like you said, I thought it was going to be a totally normal day. Like, I'm going to go there. I actually did not walk that day. I told you that. I was honest. I'm going to go play golf.
You went golf, yeah.
I came. I got golf today. I was getting back into golf. It was so important to me. I told her, honey, I'll come here. I'll show up. And I thought we all, like you said, you thought you'd show up there and it'd be just like, race, and we all, race and do everything. But you did your speech. It was wonderful. But you also, even with your speech, you just saw everybody kind of, you felt the energy, right? You kind of felt everybody just kind of coming together. And we talked for, a little bit, and I told her, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something coming up. I was like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to figure it out, what I want to do. And I worked on it as hard as I could and got to where we are now. But
that's fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, that's credit to you, though. I made a post to you, I think that Monday or Sunday after your event. I said, listen, I met Lisa, and, she made me realize that I need to speak out about what I went through, because someone else might be going through it. And I ended up getting a Facebook message from somebody that knew Dr. Powers, that was going to him. I went to high school with her brother. And she messaged me, and she was like, what'd you do with this? And asking questions. And it was, it was just like, that was right. That's all I needed. That one person that asked me that thing. So, it was definitely an amazing event. I love to see where it went, and now where we are now. So you're good. You're good. You're fine. Right. Yeah.
I've had a cough for a week.
Out the wrong pipe is what I usually do.
Yeah, it's the little tickle in my throat. So
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
The allergy, like crazy.
That's where we are. So yeah, I mean, your foundation's done great things. I love to see where it is. I'm so glad we got you on here to talk to us. It's been fantastic. I did not send you these. These are my things. I'm calling it the Mind Over Cancer Quick-Witted 4. Yeah, quick questions for you. There's some brain teasers, though. Beware.
Okay.
Not really. So if you had a movie about you, who would play you in the movie?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, who's playing you? Who's playing you in the movie?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. I like that. We said Ice Cube forLee. I gave my. Did I tell you Ice Cube already, Lee? Did I tell you Ice Cube?
You told me Ice Cube. Yeah, you told me Ice Cube. You want some evidence on Ice Cube?
Yeah, I thought Ice Cube was good. You said John Krasinski for me. Whatever, dude. I mean,
that's because you are Jim from The Office to a T.
I guess I am. I guess I'm Jim.
For Lisa, I said Brie Larson.
Oh, you said Brie Larson for Lisa. Yeah. I like that.
That'd be good.
And she's pretty badass.
Cool.
Yeah, she's Captain Marvel, right? I mean, that's
literally. Yeah.
Captain Marvel. That's right out there. So,
I'll take that. I take that.
That's fair. Favorite place you've been? Vacationing. So you like vacationing? So favorite place you've been?
I would have to say favorite place I've been vacation wise is the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty fantastic there.
Gorgeous.
I love everything about it. The ocean. I'm an ocean girl, so
okay, so you're ocean. So
that's
oceans over mountains, or the ocean.
Oceans over mountains for me.
Okay. Montana for me.
Okay.
It was gorgeous. Went to Glacier National Park, and it was go to Glacier National Park. You haven't been? Go one time. It's absolutely life changing. I mean, it's like you're in a different world. I mean, just the mountains and you're on these side roads and there's this thing. I mean, it's gorgeous. So Montana, go like July though, 'cause it's like snowing in June there. It snowed in June.
Yeah.
It was like snowing. So, but yeah, Montana for me. It's 70 and sunny outside. What are you doing?
70 and sunny outside. If there's a pool around, I'd be laying at it. Laying at the pool.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Or no, we're golfing. I mean, let's be honest here.
70 and sunny is like the perfect day. Not a cloud in the sky. Oh, it's
cloud in the sky. No wind. Please, no wind.
No wind. Yeah, no wind. You're just hanging out. It's beautiful.
Last one. You reach in the cabinet for a snack. What are you pulling out? What snack are you pulling out of the cabinet?
Oh. Trying to think of like, is this a healthy option?
Whatever you want to be. Could be. I don't mind it. You can go.
Well, I mean, I do enjoy my Quaker. You're going to be like, gross, but I do enjoy
rice cakes. You can say the rice cakes.
My Quaker rice cakes.
I knew it. I was going to say Quaker rice cakes. I said Quaker. I was going to say rice cakes. We're coming after that.
I like the cheddar cheese ones. I just had it right before the.
Okay, they're flavored. They're flavored.
Yeah, flavored. They're flavored.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're flavored. I use flavored.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I do really enjoy those.
Okay.
And I feel somewhat like it's not like chips, it's not fried.
Yeah.
It's
a little substance to there, but not like too. Yeah, I like that. I've been on a hot peanut kick.
On a what?
Hot peanuts.
Oh.
I don't know why. Hot peanuts.
Okay.
And then if we're going like sweets though, fruit by the foot. That's coming out the cabinet for sure.
Fruit by the foot?
Yeah, fruit by the foot. For sure, fruit by the foot. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What'd you say, Lee? What'd you grab out of the cabinet?
I don't know, probably Cheez-Its. I'm not grabbing the fruit by the foot.
These are baked.
Yeah, that's true. But they're horrible for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like sweet stuff though. I can't stand sweet. I
guy.
don't like nothing like that. No, I can't do it. It's got to be salty.
I wish I didn't like chocolate, but
I'm sugar.
I have mad love for chocolate. So
I don't understand. Everybody loves chocolate. I do not like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You don't like sweets, really. You don't like chocolate.
Yeah, I wish I did because it makes it look so good.
He's chocolate, but he don't like chocolate. I
don't like chocolate. Maybe that's what it is.
With that, Lisa, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you. I messed up the recording. We all know that. It's already been said. But one more plug, please, for your foundation website, where everybody can find you and stuff. And then we'll sign off. Please,
yes.
Let everybody know.
StrongLikeLisa.com. You'll find my website, and you can also find me on Instagram or Facebook, Strong Like Lisa.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Here we are, folks. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I know that we had a great time talking to Lisa. Once again, thank you so much for her coming on. We really did appreciate it. I think she had some great insight on the mental side of her cancer journey and how she related to the physical side. Don't you agree with that? I mean,
yeah,
I was impressed with that part of it, really.
Yeah, I was, because especially the way how she went about it, just from the jump. Immediately it was a let me get up and attack this head on. That's amazing to me. I mean, that's you don't see that. Not even just with cancer. You don't see that with a lot of things in everyday life. So with life already being what it is, on top of, on top of adding cancer, you got cancer on top of that, and be able to push through that, and
I know,
been like, strap up and let's go. I mean, kudos to both of y'all. Yeah, y'all both did it.
I didn't show you. I don't think I showed you the videos that I was talking about in the beginning. Maybe I didn't. But of her beating the kid in arm wrestling and stuff.
That one I didn't see, but I did see her doing the handstand. Yeah.
Yes. And and it's just, I mean that's just, it kind of goes to show her character and how she kind of faced all the adversity she went through, just the physical and mentally. She kind of just attacked it. It was cool to hear from her, and this kind of different things that she went through and how she kind of tied it back into her life. And I like that. I think that kind of asked a little bit about it, but the whole thing with her walking the 2 miles a day. Yeah. Or at the end of each of her cycles.
Yeah, all 6. She has 6 cycles.
Yeah. All each cycle. Yeah, she walked with it. So that grew though. with her friends, and then then she kind of like then it kind of turned into foundation. They're doing a 5K, so that was cool, man. And I've been to the 5K, man. It's an awesome event that she put on. So I'll give her props for that. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, I probably need to walk more myself. So,
so that's why I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm McDonald's boy over here, so I can't say nothing. But when she was talking about, because I didn't know, you guys heard in the interview, I didn't know the intensity chemo has on a person's body physically, let alone mentally. And she, just to put that in perspective, like she said, it brings you down to the brink of almost nothing. And then she still went out and walked 2 miles. I mean, that kind of dedication and just of wanting to be positive and making sure that she doesn't lose that side of herself it's insane. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, man. We talked about the being positive and the diagnosis. I think she had great insight about that and what she did to kind of keep that going for herself. And I was even like the fact that, she did not experience a ton of hardship when it came to like procedural issues with having cancer, but she was aware of it. She understood that happens. And so she's using her platform and her foundation to help people overcome those issues,
Right.
So that's important too. It's nice to see people are able to, take in their situation, but then apply it to others and understand that everybody's different and come from different situations. She even said herself, she's like, if I was a single mom or had a different type of lifestyle, it would be a lot harder for me to overcome this, financially and everything else. But I was lucky enough to have all these things in place where it wasn't as hard for me, but I know it's hard for others. So that was cool for her to recognize that and understand that. So.
Yes. Because a lot of people look at it like,
Yeah.
It is what it is type of deal.
I'm good.
Like I'm good. Like I'm straight.
Yeah. What's your issue?
I don't know what you got to go through, but I'm good. But like you said, I mean, her foundation, like she was talking about, is pretty much based around her talking and helping people that need it. Yeah. And like she said, the amount of money that they raised in that foundation is, that's amazing right there.
Great work, man. Great work. So love to see it. And just like glad she came on and talked to us. The motto. The motto they have.
Motto's
fantastic.
Sick. Yeah,
fantastic. Man. She was so funny because people didn't had questioned my grammatic part of it. I'm like, man, fuck those people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This is because like she said, they look at it as like, what'd she say? Like they look at it as, are you ready for tomorrow?
Yes.
That's the way they want her to say it.
Yeah. All of you ready. Every part of your body, every part
physically,
of your
mentally. I mean, just overall.
Your soul in it.
Well, no matter what tomorrow, anything can change tomorrow. Anything.
Yeah.
That where you're just like, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
And
are you all in?
And like you say, if you're not in that place, try to make steps to get to that place, starting now, type of deal. Yeah. Which I liked a lot. So her motto is dope.
Yeah. It's great, man. It's great. I thought it was an awesome interview. First interview. Obviously, you all probably heard to come on. Had a little hiccup there. Forgot.
He said a little hiccup. That hiccup, boy, came from the ground.
So I'm in the interview, and it didn't matter either way. It was awesome. Like Lisa was a trooper with us, and she did so good. But we're talking, and Lee messages me on my Discord and goes, "Did you hit record?" And he sees my eyes go up like this to the corner of he knew my eyes hit the corner of my desktop right there, and then he saw me look like it's read, stop talking, and he knew. He was like,
it was it. I tried to tell us it's gonna be 1 or 2. Like we're sitting there, we're in it, and I look up and we gotta record. Like right now it says in record. Yeah. And on this side it's got a little red live button. Yeah. And I came in a little bit later, so I was like, okay, maybe it says record because I wasn't in here from the start. And I was like, I don't know. So let me message him, and he's talking, really in deep conversation. And I send the message, and I see him look down and like slowly stop talking and look up, and then just dead silent. I was like, no, not like this. Man, but it worked out perfectly. Still, I mean, like you said, she was a great guest. Yeah. She had great insight, and the questions were so in depth. I don't think picking up again even affected anything because it was her answers were so in depth that I think that podcast, I mean that interview could have went for 3-4 hours and we would still have more to talk about. I still want to talk to her again.
Well, we got off of the
we got off and kept talking.
Well, then we all started talking about even more stuff coming up. You asked her some questions, and she started asking me some questions, and we kept going. And it was like, we were thinking like I should have kept just going. I guess I should have ended the recording, but I didn't want to keep her too long. But but it was just like, we could have went on for. We could have. I'd be honest, probably could have went on for at least an hour and a half. I mean,
100%,
no problem. I mean,
100%.
So, yeah. Fantastic, man! Awesome. I like the 4 quick questions. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
She enjoyed that too. It was just funny to see the reactions, what they think.
Yeah.
And,
especially the movie. The movies. The what actor or actress would play you is such a good question because it throws people for a loop.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dang, who would play me? Yeah. You start thinking about it because I guess I've never thought about it until you brought it up that day.
Yeah.
I was like,
who would play me?
Yeah. I like the interview. It was very, like I was telling you before, when you talk about such a in-depth topic and such a heavy topic, it can get real heavy and real down. But like with you guys, and it's kudos to you too, because that's the way that you are as a person in life, and I assume Lisa's the same way. But it's very open and outgoing, and like, don't look at this like a negative, because we're like you both are very positive about what happened, even though what happened is negative. But you guys look for the positive, like our Chinese farmer story. It's kind of the same deal.
Same thing.
Yeah. So that's what I liked about that interview. It wasn't so heavy where it was like real intense.
It could be. Could go that.
It really could be.
Right?
Yeah, it can go that direction real fast.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. So
it was a good interview. I
mean, really, with that, man, I'm gonna let him off the hook here. We're gonna be back with some more stuff. We got some more topics for upcoming episodes. We're gonna get going. More interviews. I got some more in the works. We're gonna work on some more stuff and more people. So I'll hit record next time. Don't you worry. But we're gonna try to keep it, to kind of fresh with the interviews. I'm gonna try to get. Obviously, we're gonna have cancer survivors, but different people from different backgrounds, different situations. We learned a lot today about sarcomas in general, like. There's so many different sarcomas and how they all work. So we're going to get a lot of diverse people in here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to more interviews and learning more stuff. And that's all I got. So Lee, you can sign us off as usual, man. Let everybody know what we're about.
As per usual. I got my tea. I'm drinking, and I'm about to get up out of here. But before I go, y'all make sure to go check out Lisa's Foundation. Check out Mind Over Cancer Foundation on all social medias. And that's pretty much it for us today. We appreciate y'all watching the interview. Salute. Y'all good night.
Y'all good night. Later.